you listened and watched the first episode, we discussed a lot of things that you should note when starting out your journey as a guitarist and also going into the genre and style of African music, right? We just talked about some stuff. So in this video, this episode, we're going to talk about practice, right? We have a lot of people in church saying, I don't know how to play this style of jam. How do I practice? How long should I practice? And all that. So that's what we're going to talk about and discuss in this episode. So make sure you watch to the end and subscribe. All right. Yeah. So practice. Practice. They talk say practice makes perfect. Not true.
It depends on what you practice. But you go still be perfect. But the thing. Now don't say if you don't be waiting, you actually.
So if you practice nonsense, if you practice nonsense, it's perfect in nonsense. Yes. Wow. So as somebody, imagine say I did play for church now. Yeah. So I'm just starting out.
Yeah.
What would you advise me to practice? Let's start from what?
Yeah.
What? Let's start from the what.
Okay.
What should I practice?
I think the most important thing is to actually know your environment first.
Know your environment first. Okay.
So that you don't practice what is not applicable.
Wow.
So and it's not that doesn't mean you don't have to be versatile or something.
Okay.
But since you are starting out,
yeah.
At least make you be useful for the environment where you
be useful in the environment. Okay.
So that you don't learn, because there are a lot of people that know a lot of things that cannot be used.
Applied.
Like you can't use them. Doesn't mean that you may not have the opportunities to apply them elsewhere. But since this video we are trying to make it about church play and praise stuff like that. If you are learning, if your church for instance, I'm not saying you are learning just for your church, but because you are practicing to play in the church, your church, please practice what your church is practicing as well.
Okay.
You have a lot of other things to learn, but so that they are not playing highlife.
I am playing jazz.
You are playing jazz. Even though you can actually improvise. But improvisation no go dey. You know they obvious now. But if it is obvious saying that jazz they play and they play highlife, that's okay. Let me bluntly say, like you don't actually know how to play the highlife. You know how to play jazz, but that church where you actually rehearse for, the highlife music that they play. Please learn the highlife.
Learn the highlife.
If you know that you have plans to play elsewhere, learn every other. In fact, as a musician, you're actually supposed to be versatile.
Okay.
But while practicing to play in that church, please practice what is going to be beneficial to everybody.
Practice what's going to be beneficial.
Remember, you're a lead guitarist.
Leader.
Like your role, they don't be hide down.
Yeah, true.
So if you actually they play waiting already, they sync with what the other guys play, they very obvious. So please, the right things.
Okay. Alright, so that was you just said a lot of important stuff, because honestly, from experience, you find out that when we start to learn, there's usually a style that you might be attracted to, maybe based on your environment. So for me, for example, my environment, I just like to listen to blues, jazz, and all this stuff. So I found myself like going deep into the whole thing. But then, my immediate environment, I realized that the most widely played or learned and listened to music is Afrobeat, Makossa, all this kind of jam. And it was a struggle for me. A struggle. Yeah.
If I one person you know actually sabi things, go fit come out. We are not talking about shining.
Yes, I'll
shine you. I'll shine you for that same environment. Just because he actually know how to do it. That particular one.
See, I think the safest way to play is to be versatile. I think that's the safest way to play. So know your environment, but still be versatile. So let's move to how should I practice now? Well, I'll move to what should I practice, right? So when you talk of how I could take practice, so use yourself as case study. When you started learning how to play in church and all those things, how were you practicing?
Okay, so a few of the guys I met earlier, maybe some of them will remember this story. Not really a story, but this analogy. So when I actually started learning to play in church, mind you, I when I was already able to play, I have one of my guys that was actually telling me that, guy, you are actually ready to play in church, but I did not see myself as being ready. So what I did was I was listening to a couple of people that were already playing. And what I did was, okay, this is how they approach this particular song.
Yeah.
These are the notes they combine.
Techniques.
Yeah. How can I actually? Me, I don't even know there's plenty grammar.
Yeah.
I don't know if they play, they play stuff. So how can I actually learn this one, score it, and then play it better? So, but the first step was actually scoring.
Okay, scoring
for me.
Okay.
Because I did not know much of the other things.
Okay.
So I actually picked a couple of people to score.
Oh.
Score their play. For me, oh.
Yeah.
So that was how I was practicing them. I scored this person's play. I scored this person's play. Score like 3 people play. Then pick from 3 of them. Then measure. So if I call the play now, if he did there, they're not gonna say that they are player.
Okay.
But they will hear certain things that sound like they are play, but they don't actually. They can't, because the beginning of it sounds like yours, but the end sounds like this person's. So at the end of the day, so that was how I was. And then, like we earlier said, I was actually scoring the things that were actually applicable
to your environment.
To that environment. Yes. Then, so if you are trying to play or practice, please, I think the safest way is actually to practice from the known to the unknown. Please.
Practice known to unknown.
Known to unknown, please. Please. Like the ones where you dey comfortable with. Start from there so that you don't go frustrate yourself out of the process.
True.
Then build up. Then please network with other guys.
Network with other people. Important.
Try and go help. I hope I try.
Nice. Yeah. So this guy. So I think another thing I'll add to practice is practice with a goal. Practicing with a goal. The mistake a lot of us make, me and they make am plenty times that time. I be just pick it, I just run skills aimlessly. You can do that for like 2 hours, 3 hours. While that will improve your, let's say, speed or something.
Yeah.
See, you just end up that you not even learn anything.
Like you do rehearse.
Yeah. But imagine I come up with a strategy. Imagine I notice that I am not fluent or conversant with, let's say, my 5 shapes of pentatonic scale now. I'll say, okay, today I'm going to practice my 5 shapes of pentatonics. So in the next 1 hour, this is what I'm going to do. If you have that kind of approach to practice, I think it's going to go a long way.
Yeah.
Imagine you apply it to soloing, imagine you apply it to scoring and all that. Or before you know, you turn to something else. So
believe yourself.
Yeah. So I think it's important. So listening, what you are a product of, according to what you said, you're a product of what you listen to. So spend time listening to whoever you want to sound like, and then practice the right things, and then with the right amount of energy, and then practice consistency. Yeah.
Well, consistency cannot be overemphasized. Like, you cannot talk about it too much.
Yeah. And then practice with a goal in mind.
With a goal in mind.
Yeah.
I don't learn that one too.
Yeah. So guys, this is the second episode, and we hope that you tune into the next episode, and this is where it's going to get more practical. We're going to get more practical now. I know only while you have been waiting to watch this part. All these parts.
These guys, it's just the guitar itself. I mean, it's not the talk.
Don't worry. These theoretical parts and these stories are very important to note. And so I'm going to dive right into the practical aspect. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, make sure you subscribe and stay posted. Cheers.
Yeah, God bless you.